First off, it's extremely difficult for us to move on, but honestly, we have no other option. I think we got to continue to practice hard and go out there and compete. Just for our fans and the pride of our program.
Following up, you guys had the big drive at the end of the game. You go down, you tie it up. How difficult was it to watch that field goal?
It was tough. I think we've had a lot of moments like that this year where we just are so close, and then something happens and can't hold on to it. So, 55-yarder. It was definitely a tough one. I thought for sure we'd have a chance at overtime, but we couldn't get it.
Is this about as frustrating a season as you've ever gone in your athletic career?
It's right up there. It's really tough. Being in all the games. I've been on some teams where, we haven't been competitive and, we really had to do some, soul searching. But, right now, it's just you look at it and the things we're doing aren't wrong. It's just, I guess not getting breaks and then not taking advantage of the breaks we do get. We're right in every game. It just seems like, we just come out on the wrong side every time.
Is there a certain, I guess the good news is, your line's done a really good job protecting you. So, you haven't had to endure a lot of sacks. Plus, you've also seen these wide receivers grow, and I know you've talked about that. But, at least now, let's face it, going into this Saturday, you'll probably feel as confident throwing to number 6 or throwing to Jerron or that kind of thing. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I think, it's obvious to a lot of people that they've gotten better, and I think that's just, with time and getting out there and getting reps. And you can tell a tremendous improvement, especially with the wideouts from, the first game of the season until now. And I think, they've done a good job playing against some good competition and going out there and continue to make plays and get better and learn from their mistakes.
Do you kind of have to avoid the red zone stuff becoming a mental thing when you have so many empty drives, and it seems to be kind of a psychological thing for a team?
Well, it's really tough, and I think it's tough on me from the standpoint is we're not scoring points, and if it's not there, we can't really force it. I think. We still have to make the field goals when we're down there, and especially against Florida State. There wasn't, a whole lot of opportunities where we missed a guy open in the end zone, or, we went through the progression wrong, and there was a guy open and we just didn't see him. I don't think that was the case at all. I think, especially from my standpoint, I was trying to play the game where, if the touchdown wasn't there, we're going to have to do anything and everything we can to give ourselves opportunity to try to put some points on the board. And, unfortunately, we didn't get the ones that, that we had the opportunity to, and then, that turnover down there also hurt us. So, it's really tough to say. I would say it's a little mental now, but, I think we just got to, continue to stay positive and, keep the same mindset the whole drive instead of, coming to the end and saying, all right, well, we have to score. We just need to continue to execute our plays and do what we're coached to do.
Dwayne Allen was saying that guys in the locker room have been joking that you guys are kind of like the Dallas Cowboys and that you have so much talent, but the results just haven't been quite what you were expecting.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys are having a little worse season than we are. I don't think we're you could kind of draw comparisons. I think, we've been in a lot of really close games, and, it's really tough to put an answer on or really cope with, but I think the biggest thing is we just got to continue to play hard and continue to stick with the things that we're doing, because obviously they're allowing us to be competitive, and I think it's just a matter of time for the guys in this program to figure out how to win those tough ones. So I think we just got to continue to stay on path and continue to go here and compete.
Along the lines of what you were talking about before, in terms of how this season has gone, what's harder, losing close, or if you're losing every game 35-7? Have you thought about that?
Well, that's a tough one to answer. I don't think, neither of them are fun, first off. We've put in a lot of hard work, and I think the biggest thing is we, expect and think we should have deserved to win some of those that we lost, and, that's really the toughest thing to cope with.
With the difficulty of making field goals, does your approach change at all when you're inside the red zone? It's hard to say you still don't want to force things in there, but knowing that maybe a field goal is not as guaranteed as perhaps it should be, does your approach change at all?
It changes a little bit, I think. The biggest thing is, and what we try to do versus FSU is just throw some fades, give a guy a chance to jump up and catch a ball in the end zone, which is something that honestly we haven't done a whole lot this year. I think we threw in a nuke and then threw one up at Brandon, and those are just all right, let's see if we can make a play, and your guy versus ours. And I think that's a little bit of a change of a mindset, just trying something new, trying to at least put a ball in there in the end zone. But I think it changes a little bit from a play calling standpoint. But for the most part, from my standpoint, and I've talked about with coaches, you can't go in there thinking I gotta throw a ball in the end zone because we're not going to make a field goal because that'll lead to turnovers or things like that. I think the biggest thing and what they're asking me to do is give us an opportunity to get points, and I think I have to give them an opportunity to catch the ball in the end zone, and also if it's not there, make a smart decision and allow us to at least attempt to put some points on the board.
Kyle, you probably have a pretty good read on where Taj is from a developmental standpoint, given that the division title's off the table with 2 games left. Could you see the merit in, I guess, just getting him in more with next year in mind and with his development in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I don't think, there's a total plan to jump out on the season and say, all right, well, we're playing for next year. I don't think that's anyone's mindset on the team, but